Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome back to some more Nancy Drew Message in a Haunted Mansion walkthrough. Last episode we basically found out that Abby is nothing but a little liar, because she faked the whole seance. We had the tape to prove it, and we listened to it in her room with all of her magical technology that she uses to freak everybody out, when really it's nothing. And now we need to go and figure out what's on this tape, or this little CD thing here, that we found where apparently Charlie's staying, because he doesn't have anywhere else to stay, so he's staying in the mansion. But the only place that I know that there's a computer would happen to be Lewis's computer, so I think we're gonna get into his computer today, of course, because we didn't get into it last time, and that's gotta be where he has all of his information. For the briefcase that we need to open. But the phone is ringing. Okay. Oh wow, nice talking to you, Abby. You really expect me to believe that? Yeah, don't think so. We already figured out your hoax, Abby. We know what you're doing. And you know what? The more that I think about it, the more I am saying that Abby is the one behind all this nonsense that's been going on here. But we need to get into this computer, okay? And honestly, I don't want to play the maze game, but we're gonna go ahead and just go in, because we need to get through Lewis's computer so that we can actually go and get some secret information on Lewis and open up his briefcase. So one of the ways to do that without having the password, of course, is to go through this weird maze game. And if you guys are old school, like I am, and you had an old 1998 Windows computer, then yeah, you're definitely gonna know what this is. It looks exactly like a certain screensaver that there used to be back for the Windows games, called the Maze screensaver or something like that, I believe it was. And basically it was a screensaver that was a maze, and you had to you could just go through, and I think you could play it, or it did it by itself, and that was your screensaver. But I think we might have made it to the end. Hey, we made it to the end, and that means we're in Lewis's computer. Alright, so we need to look around in Lewis's security codes and find for his briefcase. Let's try to see here. Of course, we have San Francisco City Guide. This is his files. Hotels. Okay. Key. Yes. Okay, so briefcase is right here, obviously. 46534868. So that is probably going to be his briefcase, of course, code to open it. We have a disc here. Can we do something with this disc? Can we put this in here? Can we do something with it? Because we need to look and see. Let's see, can we back away for a minute? Can I... Back away from the laptop and put the blue disc in inventory in the slot on the lower right. Okay. I guess I put it in there. Type in Lewis and press enter on your key. Okay. Well, that didn't do nothing because I need the password. Oh, okay. Got it. Totally got it. Fact from Fiction, The Great Christmas Gold Robbery, Charlie Murphy. Final term paper for profiles of Californian history. Okay. Diego Valdez. Oh! Diego's last name was Valdez, and they did talk about Valdez. Okay. So he's doing research on Valdez, which obviously is the owner of this place. Kinda suspicious there, wouldn't you say? I did not mean to click on that. But basically, all we need is the briefcase. Okay, we needed to open this briefcase up. So let's open this up with the code that we have acquired. 4, 6, 5, 3, and the other side is 4, 8, 6, 8. There we go. Alright, let's see what Lewis has got stashed away here in his secret briefcase. First off, I'm seeing some matches. But under the matches is a piece of paper here that says, Praisers, dear sir, I represent a client who would like to sell their collection of post-Civil War gold bullion. Bullion? Billion? My client wishes to remain anonymous during all business transactions, and I'm having difficulty determining the nature of their collection. From what I can gather, my client possesses approximately $50,000 in uncirculated bank standard gold coins dated between 1870 and 1880. These would have been issued by one of the 5 major banks that were located in California at the time. Please contact me at your convenience. I am available during the mornings and evenings. Respectfully yours, Lewis Chandler. Okay, so Lewis is looking for something. He's looking for gold. Yeah, what the heck is that? My name is Wingtang. When I was just 19, I worked as a grader on the International Railroad and saw the 2 great railroads meet at the Golden Spike. I came back to San Francisco in 1871 and worked as a chef for Miss Applegate. Oh, there's Applegate again. For many years at the Hotel Denoise and then at the Golden Gardenia, which we called Gumbo Foo. I remember the great earthquake and how it shook the tall buildings like stalks of rice. The great fire destroyed so many buildings and people. Okay, why would Lewis be wanting to know this? Victorian antiques. Got something circled down here. Hidden treasure in our homes. Mr. Orelman is an expert in the colonial history of California. He will give a seminar on treasure hunting techniques at the upcoming Fortune Hunter Expo in San Jose later this year. I've consulted and worked on the restoration of hundreds of California homesteads, ranches, haciendas, and mansions dating as far back as the 18th century and have always found some sort of hidden treasure. Some are quite ordinary, a stash of old tiles, a secret compartment filled with keepsakes, and others have proved to be quite extraordinary. My recent work at Los Arbos Ranch in Santa Frida uncovered $20,000 in gold bullion, million? I guess that means coins, that had been hidden away during the Spanish-American War. Over the many years of my research and findings, I have developed a systematic approach to determine which habitations are prime candidates for hiding a secret treasure. So, yeah. It seems kind of suspicious to me that he has a book on treasure. Antiques, if you call it. Well, I mean, he did say he was an antique stealer guy, didn't he? Rick Arlen back with vengeance. Soap star heartthrob Rick Arland has renewed his contract with Worldwide Broadcasting, but admits he had misgivings about another season on Light of Our Love. It was a very difficult time of my life, the actor admits. There were a lot of things going down, and I didn't know if it was time to move on. Rumors have persisted that Arland had been a victim of a stalker, and that a teen detective named Nancy Drew was on the case. However, neither Rick nor the show's producers William Pappas had any comment. He is a little bit weird. He's looking into me? And what I just read, you guys, what I just read, that was the second game that I, of course, did not get to see. Of course. I really wish I could have. But we need to get out of here because we don't want Lewis to catch us. But there is something that I can do here. Now, I have an address book here. You guys saw that when we answered the phone. And apparently Emily here is someone we need to call. Don't know why. But let's do the number here and give her a call and see what she has to say. Apparently she's someone of a historical person.
This is Emily.
Hi, Emily. It's Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew? I haven't heard from you in ages. How's Hannah in River Heights? You're not in San Francisco, are you, my dear?
Actually, I am. I'm helping one of Hannah's friends, Rose Green, renovate this wonderful old Victorian mansion. She wants to open up a bed and breakfast.
Seems to be the trend these days. I'll bet you're staying in the Haight-Ashbury district.
Okay. Not sure.
I'm not sure. The place is located on California Lane. 4653, I think, is the number.
You know, you're lucky you caught me at home. I've been traveling most of these days, but after that crazy tour of Egypt. By the way, riding a camel is not as easy as it looks. My editor gave me an assignment right here in town. It'll be on the Dragons of San Francisco.
Okay.
I hope you won't be riding them. What were you doing in Egypt?
Oh, you know, the usual. Pyramids, bazaars, the Sphinx. But what are you up to, Nancy? Why'd you call? Is there anything I can help you out with?
Can you tell me about the Chinese writing system? I seem to come across a lot of Chinese symbols.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. The Chinese have been an important part of San Francisco history for over 100 years. The symbols are called Hanzi, and each one represents a particular thing, or an idea, or an action. You find them all over on business cards, takeout cartons,
Okay,
artwork.
well, we're just gonna keep going ahead and talking to her because apparently she has a lot of information on Chinese history, and we need her info because she might be able to help us out figuring out what gumbo foo means.
Oh, that sounds valuable. It's hard to find old documents like that before 1906.
What do you know about the Bandit's Treasure?
Bandit's Treasure? Oh, you mean the play? The Rep did a season where they performed old local plays, including the Bandit's Treasure. I've never seen it, but I hear the music is fantastic.
Have you heard of an antique dealer named Louis Chandler?
Nope, never heard of him.
Have you heard of an actress, Lizzie Applegate?
Oh, sure, she was a good friend of Lotta Crabtree, another popular actress in the late 1800s. As I recall, she opened up a big hotel. What was it called? The Hotel Mandrake or the Oriental?
Which is obviously a Chinese hotel.
Was it in this neighborhood? Is it still around?
Oh no, this one was downtown. It was
Huh.
very big, but I think it burned down.
Have you ever come across hidden rooms in Victorian mansions?
No. But I've read that many houses were only partially rebuilt after the Great Earthquake, closing off damaged rooms from the rest of the house.
We'll ask her about gumbo foo last.
Do you know where Yerba Buena town is?
That's what San Francisco was called back during the Spanish colonial period, but no one calls it that anymore.
Tell me about the Spanish and San Francisco.
Oh, you could write a book on that. The Spanish were the first Europeans to settle this area during the 1700s, and it stayed that way until after the Mexican-American War when it was handed over to the United States. It couldn't have happened at a better time because gold was discovered outside the city not more than 2 years later.
With all of that gold around, I'd imagine there's a lot of buried treasure in this town.
Yeah, you'd think that, but I've never heard of any in San Francisco, except for Treasure Island out in the bay. But that's named after the book, not some legend.
Do you know what the words gum bo fu mean?
Sounds Chinese to me. Why don't you ask everyone what they think it means? It may have something to do with the house. In the meantime, I'll ask my friends about it. Gum bo fu.
I should get going.
Okay, well, I heard the door while we were talking on the phone, so apparently Lewis is either back in his study or not. He just left, I don't know. But we're not going to bother with him. We need to go up to our room here, because we need to talk to Lewis, and we need to talk to Charlie as well. Because Charlie was the one that had the takeout, and he might know something about Gumbo Fu. Maybe. And Lewis is the one who had it in his briefcase. So let's go ahead and set the alarm for noon, and we'll see if we can talk to Lewis or Charlie about this whole situation, because it does seem to be a little bit weird. There's a lot of questions we need to ask both of them, and we haven't talked to them in a while, so I think now would be a good time to do so.
Hey Nancy, I hear there's been another accident. You've got to believe me, I didn't have anything to do with it. I just hope Rose doesn't blame me for this one.
Rose mentioned the fire screen you were supposed to get.
But I did buy it. Lewis told me that it was the wrong type and said he'd get another one, so I returned it.
And that's all there is to it?
Everyone thinks I'm causing these accidents because I was always the last one there, but I had nothing to do with them. I can tell you this.
Wow, we really haven't talked to him in a long time.
So, do you have any proof?
I'd better not say any more. Sorry.
Have you met Lewis Chandler? What do you know about him?
He's an antique dealer, I think. I guess he does consulting work for Rose, like on Victorian furnishings and stuff.
How do you like working for Abby?
She's not bad. She can be a little weird. I think she gets on Rose's nerves sometimes.
What do you mean?
She always does a disappearing act whenever Rose needs her to do some work. And I think Rose is sort of hatty, you know?
Abby thinks the house is haunted. Do you?
I'm not sure. Let's just say I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, Abby seems a little lazy to me, if I'm gonna be honest there.
Charlie, I found this diskette. I think it's yours.
I was wondering where it was. Thanks a lot, Nancy. Luckily, I had a backup at the school.
That must be an interesting paper you're writing.
I just started to write it, so I don't know very much about the robbery. It's hard to separate fact from fiction, especially when most of the information is based on rumors.
Whatever happened to the gold?
Nobody knows. Some historians say that the bank faked the robbery to collect the insurance money.
Was it El Diablo who stole the gold? Or someone else?
It was definitely El Diablo, but no one knows who he was. In my opinion, El Diablo never existed. He was a composite of different outlaws from that era.
Who was the last person you saw in the parlor before the fire?
I've been working mostly in the basement, but I think I saw Abby go
I
through
knew
those
it.
papers right before the fire.
Had you come across any hidden passageways down here?
You mean like a trapdoor leading to a room with skeletons or
He's
something?
lying.
No, I haven't.
Do you know what the words gum bo fu mean?
I'm not
Well,
sure.
maybe he couldn't be
Never heard
lying.
that
He
before.
could be telling the truth.
Have you seen the poem in the Chinese room?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. It almost sounds like there's a hidden message in there, you know?
Alright,
Let you
well,
get back
Charlie
to your
seemed to be
renovation.
very talkative today. Considering we haven't talked to him for a really long time, I wouldn't doubt that he had a lot to say on the situation. So let's go talk to Lewis now. Let's see what's going on with him. We got a couple of suspects here, but I don't think Charlie is the one that we have to worry about. Hello, Lewis. Just so happen to always be here whenever I want to talk to you, but whenever I'm playing by myself, you know, you're never here.
Ah, Nancy, what a shame to have lost those papers. And to think that we almost lost the house. Rose is very fortunate to have you here.
Did you hear anything in the parlor before the fire started?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm somewhat isolated here. With these thick walls, I barely hear anything.
Were the papers very valuable?
Not for my purposes, no. But they must have had some sentimental value.
I was wondering whether you knew anything about someone named E. Valdez.
E. Valdez. No, I've never heard of that name. But I'll jot it down and let you know if I come across it anywhere.
What kind of antique store do you own?
It's a gallery, not a store. And it's called Chandler Interiors, specializing in the Victorian period. I have clients from all over the world, and if I don't have what they're looking for, I find it.
Was this house once a hotel?
That's hard to say. The house has been renovated many times, but several of its original features, such as the saloon and staircase, seem to indicate that it may have been a hotel. Unfortunately, there are no records on this house before 1906.
Do you know why the fireplace in the parlor didn't have a screen?
No, I don't. Now I remember. I was to purchase an antique fire screen, but never found a suitable match. I feel just terrible. I must apologize to Rose about this.
Do you think Rose should sell the house?
I leave that decision up to her. She's put an extraordinary amount of time and money into it, and I'm not sure if she can afford.
I think
what
we'll
it'll
ask
take
him
to
about
complete the
Gumbo
renovations.
Foo
But whatever her decision, I will
last,
assist her
because
however I
if he
can.
has any suspicions about where we figured that out at, he could be pretty angry and not talk to us anymore.
Do you know who Lizzie Applegate was?
Yes, I certainly do. She was a very popular actress in the late 1800s. She was very generous and left all of her money to the Ladies' Protection Society.
What was the Ladies' Protection Society?
A popular charity in the early 1900s. They helped widows and orphans.
Have you seen the poem in my room?
Oh, that one. Yes, it's
Oh, I'm
just
sure it
some
is,
cheap
Lewis. I'm sure it
Chinatown
is.
souvenir.
Do you know what a phoenix is?
Yes, it's a mythical bird-like creature that builds a nest every 500 years and then sets itself on fire to rise forth reborn from its ashes. It's a very popular symbol in the Bay Area.
Yes,
In
I'm
fact,
very aware of
there's one
this.
on the main staircase.
Now let's ask you a question.
Do you know what Gumbo
Um,
means?
Where
In a
did you hear that?
magazine?
I read about it in a magazine.
I see. As I recall, it means House of Great Books. After the Great Earthquake, many books and documents were stored in private homes to save them from the fires. The Chinese called those houses Gumbo Fu.
I won't keep you any
Okay.
longer.
Goodbye.
Well, Lewis had a bunch to say, and apparently that's what Gumbo Foo means. So let's go and talk to Rose. She is the only one that we have not talked to for a little while. So she will probably have a lot to say on the situation as well. I could have probably went the other way and it would have been quicker, but you know what? We're gonna go this way.
I'm glad you dropped by. You know, I wanted to tell you that you'll be alone in the house for a while. Everyone is going to the Winter Festival, and Charlie's studying for finals. I also took down one of the tapestries in your room for dry cleaning, and what was the other thing? Oh, a messenger dropped off a letter for you.
Okay.
I put it in your room.
Are you missing any papers?
Funny you should ask. Yes, I did misplace some old letters, but I'm sure they'll show up soon.
Do you know what Gumbo Foo means?
No, not that I can remember.
I can
Well,
see
I thought
you're
we were
busy.
gonna have a lot to
I'll let
talk
you
about
go.
with
Bye,
Rose,
Nancy.
but apparently not. And looks like we're gonna have the house all to ourselves, which is gonna be amazing. We can do a lot of snooping around then. Everybody's going to this winter festival, which apparently I'm not invited to. Rude. But whatever, she said we had a letter in here somewhere. There it is, of course, on the desk here. But I'm gonna do something that is probably not gonna be very popular. But I'm sensing that we are about to finish the game in the next episode. Yeah, we're gonna end it off here, guys. Basically, we've got, in my opinion, two suspects. We've got Abby, who, yeah, you know what? While we're here, let's go ahead and look at the journal. And let's see here if we've written anything down a little bit different, so that we can kind of collect everything collect all of our thoughts, kind of see who this person really is that's doing all these things to try to get this treasure. I'm sensing this is all about a treasure. But yeah. So we have two suspects, Abby and Lewis, in my opinion. Because Abby is the one causing all these, quote, accidents. She's the one causing all these ghosts to appear and these weird sound effects, obviously. Because we figured it out in her room. And Lewis is not being very truthful to me, I don't think. Because he just seems, there's just something about him. He just seems like he's got a lot of secrets that he's hiding. I mean, why would he want to know about all this gold, this $20,000 in gold that someone had found in an old-timey house? So, I mean, obviously, he's trying to find some gold or something. I mean, one of the two just seems to be something. I don't know, they seem to both be kind of suspicious to me. I don't think Charlie is behind any of it. He's just a kid who's in college and trying to make a living by doing some repairs for Rose. So I really don't see him as being a suspect here that we have to worry about. But you never know. We're going to find that out, though, in the next episode. Because we're going to end it off here. Next time, though, we are going to get this letter here. And we're going to open it up and see what it is and who it's from. For now, we're going to end it off here. So I will see you guys next time with some more Nancy Drew message in a haunted mansion walkthrough.